Tina. So today I'm going to be talking about my new diet slash fitness plan that I've been doing. Actually, myself and my husband have been doing it. It's called the 21 Day Fix. Before we get started, I just want to tell you guys that I am not selling this product at all. I'm not a coach or anything like that. I'm not trying to push it on you guys. I literally am just giving you a review of the product because I've been using it for a week now, or doing the system for a week now, and I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about it. Also, I've done a bunch of, I filmed pretty much what I've made for dinner every single day, plus my grocery haul and meal prep, which will be coming up a little bit later in the video. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so the 21 Day Fix is basically a diet plan and an exercise plan that you stick to for 21 days, 3 weeks, and you're supposed to see these really amazing results. If you look online, there's a lot of pictures, before and after pictures of the 21 day thing, and I really didn't know exactly what to expect when I started this meal plan. So I ordered the kit. I actually got it for a discount on Poshmark. I went on there and there was a girl selling one, so I negotiated a really good price with her. I got it for about half of the price that you would pay if you ordered it directly online, and you can get the kit through Amazon. I know you can just, like, if you Google it, the website will come up to buy it directly from the manufacturer as well if you'd like to do that. Okay, so I got my kit and it contained all of this stuff plus a Shakeology shaker drink bottle type thing that I don't actually have with me right now. So the first thing that it came with is this 21 Day Fix eating plan book. This gives you basically, it tells you from the beginning, it tells you how to calculate your calories that you need for the day. So for me, what you do is you take your current weight times 11, and that's your caloric baseline. Then you take your caloric baseline, add 400, and that is your caloric needs. Then you minus 750 from that number, and that gives you your calorie target, and this is for losing weight. I fall in the 1200 to 1499 calories a day, so based on that, it tells you how many of these containers that I'm going to show you in a second that you can eat every day. So for me, it's 3 containers of veggies, 2 containers of fruits, 4 proteins, 2 carbohydrates, 1 healthy fat, 1 seeds or salad dressing, and then 2 tablespoons. And tablespoons consist of things like coconut oil, olive oil, peanut butter, stuff like that. So this book gives you everything that you need. It also tells you in this section here, what types of food can go in each container. So for instance, here's the red container here, which is proteins. It gives you an entire list of food that you can eat, and you are supposed to stick to this, so you shouldn't really waver from the listed foods that are here. The book also gives you some recipes for things like seasoning mixes, which I have made and been using all week, and I love them. They're actually all really delicious. It also gives you some container recipes. So instead of just eating the one food in the container, it'll give you different things you can make. So this is the green container, which is veggies. You've got a recipe here for mixed veggie stir fry. The red container here, they give you recipes for like poached eggs, tempeh, baked chicken breast, all kinds of stuff like that. Another thing you're allowed to have on the 21 Day Fix is these zings. So a zing essentially is something, there's a couple of different things. There's free foods, and that usually consists of things like spices, mustard is a free food, vinegar, things like that don't have a whole lot of calories. The second zing is that if you want, you're allowed 3 times a week to replace one of your yellow containers, which is a carb, with something like a glass of wine or coconut water. I'm sorry, not coconut milk. That probably wouldn't be good. And then they also give you some recipes here for the tea and coffee bars, so different types of waters and things like that that you can make that are infused with fruits and herbs and things. And then also the coffee and tea bar, which tells you, how to drink your coffee and tea and all that stuff. So the book's really informative. It gives you all the information that you need to really start this diet. It tells you exactly what to buy, good things like that. The second thing the package came with is these DVDs, and these are workouts. So this is the basic 7-day DVD. There's 2 discs in here. There's actually 7 workouts and then 2 10-minute fixes. So if you want to do, it's 10-minute fix for abs. So if you want to do a little bit of an extra workout, which you're supposed to, I believe, then you can add those in on whatever day you feel like you want to do that. So let's talk about the workouts for a second. I've followed it religiously. I've done every single workout starting with day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just did day 7 today, which was yoga, and it was amazing. The first couple of days, I was so sore. I have never, like, I used to take classes at the Y, and I do like the Les Mills. If you're into fitness, you probably know what that is, like classes like Body Pump and things like that. And they were really good. But these DVDs, I really feel like the workouts that we do give me a better workout than actually going to the classes, and that's crazy. I didn't really think too much of it. I wasn't sure how it was actually gonna go, but they are super easy to follow. This girl is an awesome instructor. She does a great job keeping you motivated, and each workout is only 30 minutes. So I actually do mine on my lunch break at work, which is awesome. I don't usually have time to do that when I get home because I've got a little baby to take care of and all kinds of household stuff to do when I get home usually. So being able to do this at lunch and it's 30 minutes a day is amazing. So like I said, the first couple of days I was incredibly sore, but you know, after that I kind of got over it. I'm feeling much better now, and I'm so excited like to do the workouts every day. I am feeling so good. You could probably tell there's like a change in my energy level lately. My energy is through the roof right now. I feel really, really good. I feel healthy. I don't know. I really, really enjoy these workouts. Okay, now let's talk about the food. So these are the containers that came with my kits, and as you will see, they look a little bit small. I was slightly concerned in the beginning. So I'll show you what each one is. This is the fruits container, which is purple. This is veggies. This is our proteins here. This one is the carbs, healthy fats, which is like, this is my favorite container because this means cheese to me. So I am all about the cheese. So this is the healthy fats. And then these are the seeds and dressings. So little small containers just for salad dressing, or if you want to do seeds, there's a list of things you can have in there as well. So as you can see, the containers look a little tiny, but I will tell you, you can fit a lot in these. And the rule of thumb is that if the lid will fit on it, then that's, you know, you're allowed to have that as far as portions go. Also, it's not like you're just eating one of these a day and this is like your whole day's worth of food. This is, you get multiple of these. So I get 2 fruits, 3 veggies, 4 proteins, you know, the list goes on. As you can see, 2 carbohydrates. It just really helps you do your portion control. I don't take these containers to carry my food in because I leave them at home, and my husband and I are both doing the fix. I leave them at home, but I use them to measure all of my food. So when I'm packaging it for the week and doing my meal prep, I measure everything in here. That way I know exactly what the portion is, and then I put it in a separate container or a Ziploc bag. Okay, so now that you guys have seen the kit, I'm gonna show you my shake that I drink. And a lot of people, you're supposed to use something called Shakeology. It is, to me, very expensive. It's about $90, I believe, for the packet. And because my husband and I are both doing it, we're talking a couple $100s a month at least on shakes. So I didn't really want to make that investment. So I went online, of course, did a Google search on it, and then I found a very, very inexpensive replacement on Amazon. Okay, this is the shake I use. It's made by Nature's Bounty. They have a couple of flavors, vanilla and chocolate. I've tried both of them. I like to blend my vanilla shake with a little bit of frozen fruit, usually 1 serving of fruit to make sure I just get that serving, and it's super delicious. I love it. The chocolate I just drink with a little bit of almond milk. Really, 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 really good. These shakes are available on Amazon, and I paid $9.90 for the full container of this. So a huge savings over Shakeology. Now, if you want to do Shakeology, of course, I'm sure that's great, and I've heard awesome things about it. There's a couple of girls at work that are also doing this workout, who I work out with at lunch, or this meal plan, and who I work out with at lunch, and they do use Shakeology, and they absolutely love it. So I'm sure Shakeology is awesome. It's just a little bit out of price range for me right now. So the next thing I'm going to show you guys is my grocery haul. Now, I bought all of my groceries for week 1 at Aldi. I happen to have some food in my freezer that I was able to use, like chicken breasts, things like that. I think most of our proteins this week I actually did have, except for like the eggs and things like that. I had to buy more. I spent, I believe, $60 on the food for the week, and it covered us the entire week for all of our breakfast, lunches, and dinners. We ate wonderfully. It was really good, and I mean, it was only $60 to feed 2 people for the week. Now I'm on week 2 of this, so I just did my grocery haul for this week, which you guys will see next week when I put the video up on week 2. All right, let's check out the grocery haul. I want to start with the produce. And my entire total for this whole grocery haul here, which is enough for us for a week, I am supplementing just a couple of things that I already had on hand. I'm supplementing some beef, like some sirloin steak that I had in the freezer, and a little bit of cheese that I already had on hand, so I didn't have to buy that. But everything else, this will be our breakfast, lunches, and dinners, and snacks. And the entire total with tax was $68.78 at Aldi. That seems to be the best price, especially for all this organic produce and stuff, which I'm going to show you here in a second. So the first thing I got here are 3 salad mixes. So I got a spring mix, a baby arugula, and also a baby kale. I got the arugula and the kale for me because I prefer those types of lettuces. My husband probably will eat more spring mix. I'll throw a little bit of the kale in there when he's not looking, just to make it a little more healthy, but he's not a big fan of arugula, so that's the reason I got 3, and plus we plan on eating a lot of salads. Next thing I got here is this bag of asparagus. This is probably going to be at least 2 servings for us. This is a pretty large bag. I'm looking for the weight on it and I don't see it, but it is a big bag of asparagus. Next I got this, I think it was a 3-pound bag of sweet potatoes, and this entire bag of sweet potatoes was 69 cents at Aldi. Amazing deal, super, super awesome. I got a pack of 3 different colored peppers. I'm going to be making some stuffed peppers, and also I'll be having some of those for a snack. I got 2 pints of these cherry tomatoes, or grape tomatoes, however you want to call them, again for salads and then also for snacks. Some organic baby carrots. I got some berries. These were also a really good deal because berries are usually pretty expensive. So I got 2 packs of blueberries. These were each $1.29. And then I got some raspberries here, and these were $1.99. Picked up some green onions, some green grapes, and I think that's it for produce. Oh, some garlic as well. So next I got this Lunchmate oven roasted turkey breast. I'm going to be making like some turkey roll-up type wrap thingies for snacks and for lunches, and I'll show you guys all of that when I do my meal prep. This, I got some Munster cheese. You are allowed to have cheese on the 21-day fix, so I got a little package of that. Picked up 2 dozen eggs. We're going to be eating lots and lots of eggs for snacks and breakfasts. Then I got a couple of seltzer waters here. These are no calories, no additives, nothing like that. They're just, you know, very lightly flavored with sparkling water. Kind of takes the place of soda for us. I got 12 crunchy taco shells, a big tub of Greek non-fat plain yogurt. That's used in a lot of things. A big tub of small curd cottage cheese. Found this bag of kale and quinoa with a light dusting of garlic and onion. That looks pretty good. So I'm thinking this might be a pretty easy side dish for us for some dinners. I also got these quinoa crunch veggie burgers. Again, something that we could easily put together. I'm doing a lot of meal prep, so we probably won't have, you know, I'm hoping not to have any days where we have to throw something together quickly, but if we do, then we've got these on hand. Okay, next I picked up a bag of quinoa. Again, this was 16 ounces. This will make a lot once it's cooked. So yeah, and I got a really good price on that too. I don't remember exactly what the price was, but it was very inexpensive compared to what I would normally pay at like Publix. I got some soft taco whole wheat tortillas. I would have gotten like a different brand, a little bit healthier brand, but this is all they had at Aldi, so I had to get those. I got some California raisins here. These are going to go in some bars that I'm making. Again, same thing with these dry roasted peanuts. These are going to go into some like protein bars that I'm going to be making. I got 2 cans of tomato sauce and a can of tomato paste, and then minced garlic, and 3 packages of the Jenny O turkey bacon. This is from the Dollar Tree. All of these things are these 4. Okay, now that you guys have seen the grocery haul, I'm going to show you the meal prep. So basically, this is all of the prep work that I did on Sunday. It took a few hours to actually prep everything for the week, but it was so awesome because I didn't have to cook anything during the week. Very, very little actually. I mean, I cooked a couple of things, but most of my meal prep was done. So for dinners, so easy. All I had to do was reheat things. The same thing with lunches. I was just able to grab and go and run out the door, and it was such a time saver. Okay guys, it is time for meal prep. I am so excited. So basically this is my meal plan for the week. This is just a little like spreadsheet I got off of Etsy. It was a whole packet of 21 Day Fix documents. Anyway, as you can see, I did my meal plan every single day. It includes my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then all 3 of my snacks. And then on this side here, you're able, as you're making your meal plan, what's really cool is you're able to kind of tick off, you know, which ones you're using. So my reds are my proteins, my greens are my veggies, my yellows are my carbs, those are my seeds and oils. This also is salad dressing. I didn't really tick this on any of the days because it's just kind of a given. I already gave myself a salad dressing for that day when I was planning it out. Purple is fruits, and then blues are fats and cheeses. So yeah, here's my meal plan for the day. I did it for the entire week. Hi, Emmy. She wanted to say hello. Okay, I did it for the entire week. Oh, sorry about the glare there, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. Okay, the very first thing I'm gonna do here is whip up some of these seasoning mixes. Now in the book, she gives you 3 recipes for different types of mixes. And I think the purpose here is that you can control like the sodium content, basically, but she gives you an all-purpose seasoning, a smoky southwestern seasoning, and a Mediterranean seasoning. So what I did, I just pulled out the ingredients for the first one here. I'm gonna just mix them all up in these little Tupperware containers, and then just stick a quick, you know, Post-it note label on the top of them so I know what they are. And these are just gonna stay like on top of my, pretty much on my countertop for the week, because that's exactly, these are the only things I'll be cooking with aside from like a little bit of salt and pepper here and there, or lemon juice, things like that. Okay, got all my spice mixes done. This is the Mediterranean. This has like parsley, basil, oregano, some salt and pepper. What else did I have in there? A little bit of thyme. It's a really good mix. Some garlic. It smells awesome. Same with the Southwest. I had chili powder, cumin, garlic, some smoked paprika. I added a little bit of chipotle in there, just some dried chipotle peppers, because I prefer it that way. But this one smells awesome too. And then the basic all-purpose, which is garlic powder, onion powder, mustard powder, salt, pepper, and I think a little bit of parsley, something green in there. Not sure, but anyway, those are all done and are ready to go. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is boil 1 dozen eggs. This is, again, for me and my husband. So he'll probably have, we'll probably do half and half, I'm sure. But yeah, dozen eggs going on the stove now. Okay, so here's my finished product. So as you can see, it's 6 slices of turkey. I kind of just doubled them up right here. And on the inside, there's just a little bit of asparagus, some green onion, and some arugula. And then what I'll do is I'll put that in a Ziploc bag and mark that as 1 red container, which is a protein, and 1 green container, which is a veggie. Okay, next I'm measuring out my fruit. So here I've got some raspberries and blueberries, and then this is the purple container that holds the fruit. This is actually quite large. This held 1/2 of the container of blueberries, and then like 1/3 of the raspberries. So it's pretty large. So what I'm gonna do is just measure everything out proportionately so I know exactly how much it is and that it is my fruit serving. And then I'm gonna put it in these Ziploc bags. I just wrote 1 purple on them. That way they're all measured out, ready to go. Also, just a side thing, because they're berries, I did not wash them first. I'll wash them before I eat them, because if you wash berries, they tend to get moldy really fast in the fridge. So just to keep them fresh, I didn't wash them. All right, next I'm gonna be measuring out some of my vegetables. I've got here the veggie container, and these are kind of our snacky veggies for the week. So I've got some baby carrots here, and then also some cherry tomatoes, which you cut in half, and then you can see how many you can fit in there. The baby carrots, the book says 10 equals 1, you know, snack size veggie portion. So I'm gonna measure those out in my Ziplocs as well. Okay, so now that my fruits and veggies are all prepped, I went ahead and diced up some sweet potatoes. I'm going to put this in the oven at 350 for probably like 25-30 minutes. I just drizzled a tiny bit of olive oil on there and some of that Mediterranean spice mix that we just made. And this will be like a side for us. It'll be a side for dinners and stuff throughout the week. Okay, next thing I did is make some salad dressing. So I had, here's my garlic jar. It had about 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic in it, which is what the recipe called for. So I just took off the label and made everything in there so I can reuse this. I put in 6 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 tablespoons of Dijon, 3 tablespoons of vinegar, 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. I don't have the lemon, I already got rid of it. And then some salt and pepper. And then I'm just gonna give this a good shake. All right, so that's all ready to go. And then when we go to use it, what I'll do is just, you know, portion it out into the little orange container here, so that we know exactly how much to use. But that'll be good to go for probably, I don't know, a week or 2. It's quite a bit of dressing. Okay, now I'm gonna make some quinoa. This is a double serving. This is a cup of quinoa, 2 cups of water. This should make about 3 cups of quinoa. And we'll use this also throughout the week as another carb aside from the sweet potatoes to have as sides. And I'm also gonna make a little like pizza bite recipe with them as well, or with this as well. And I'm also working on another recipe from the book. It is these high protein chocolate peanut butter snack bars. So these look really delicious, and I happen to have everything that I need on hand, so I'm gonna go ahead and whip those up. Okay, my protein bars are done. So I decided with the peanuts, instead of putting them in the batter, in the mix, I just put them right on top so they look more, I don't know, visually appealing, I guess. But I tasted the batter a little bit. It tastes really delicious, so I'm really excited about these. The only thing I'm concerned about is that this has to make 24 bars. So each bar is gonna be like this big, like a bite, really, like a piece of fudge. But that's okay. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge for 3 hours like the recipe says, and then when it's done, I'll cut it up into 24 pieces, and we'll see what we get. Okay, so I cooked my quinoa and I divided it into 4 equal portions. So they're here in these containers here. So what I'm gonna do next is put some tomato sauce on all 4 of these. So I'm gonna take, each can of this is gonna equal 1 fruit. So I'm gonna take this can and divide it. It'll be half a can on each, so it'll be a half of a purple on each of these, and each of these is 1 yellow as well. And then what I'm going to do after that to top it is on 2 of them I'm going to divide 1 red, which is a protein, which is going to be some cottage cheese, and put that on top of that, so it'll kind of like add a creaminess to it. And then on the other 2, I'm gonna put some mozzarella. Now, for me, this is like the thing. So you're only allowed to have 1 of these containers a day, and this is gonna be like your cheeses, stuff like that. I'm a big cheese person, honestly, so I try to save my cheese. Like, I covet my cheese. I haven't even had my cheese yet today, so anyway, so I'm gonna make 2 of them with cheese and 2 with cottage cheese, so that 2 of them don't have this in that, and I can save this for something later if I want to. Okay, they're all assembled. So I also sprinkled, just so you know, some of our Mediterranean seasoning on the tomato sauce directly, and then the yellow stuff on top is actually nutritional yeast. This kind of tastes like Parmesan cheese. If you've never had it, you can get it at health food stores. I really, really, really like it, and I put it a lot in like salad dressings and stuff like that. But I looked it up online, and this is actually a freebie as well, as long as you don't use it in like super duper excess. So anyway, these are our quinoa pizza casseroles. I am so excited. I'm going to pop a label on these and get those in the fridge. Okay, so we pulled the sweet potatoes out of the oven. They are nice and roasted. They're really, really yummy. They're just cooling down before I stick them in the fridge. And then what we'll end up doing is throughout the week when we have our meals, we'll measure it in this container. So we'll make sure, the portion sizes are correct according to this container after it's cooked. Next, I have the hard-boiled eggs, which we peeled, and then we put them in little snack-sized Ziplocs, and Billy was kind enough to do that for me, and he wrote on there 1 red, which is what that is. 2 eggs equals 1 red container, which is a protein. And the final thing I'm doing tonight is just going to be to bake some chicken. So I've got here, this is actually 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I just cut them in half lengthwise, and then I used the all-purpose seasoning, this one that we made earlier, on the first batch here, and then I used the Southwest seasoning on the second batch there, because those are going to be used, part of them anyway, are for Taco Tuesday, but also the Southwest just really smells good and looks good, so I wanted to try it. Okay, I got my chicken all fully cooked and diced up. This is the one with the all-purpose seasoning on it, and this is the one with the Southwest seasoning on it. And then throughout the week, again, I'll just take my proteins container and measure out, the exact portion that we need from the larger containers, and then use that for salads and some dinners and stuff. I've allotted like a couple of proteins, so like 2 of these things full of chicken will be like our main, meat for dinner or whatnot. But yeah, that's what we'll do. Alright, so that was my meal prep Sunday. Now I'm going to show you guys, I actually filmed what I had for dinner every single night and how I made it. So I'll show you guys that next. Now I do want to say that a couple of nights are missing. I did go out to dinner one night, so that one's not in there. I think that was Tuesday. And then also, today is Sunday, so it's actually the 7th day. So you're pretty much going to see 5 days worth of me making dinners, which I'll show you now. So I haven't had dinner yet today, that's why it's not on the video, but you'll see all of the rest of the days. Okay, this is our dinner on night one. This is going to be 2 yellows. This is the sweet potatoes that we made previously. This is going to be 1 green. This is a serving of cauliflower and broccoli, no sauce or anything like that. And then this is going to be 1 red and 1 blue. This is a serving of grilled chicken breast, just seasoned up with the all-purpose seasoning. And then when I reheated it, I heated a slice of Munster cheese on top, just because we hadn't had our blue yet today, so it's a treat. Okay guys, it's Wednesday, and that means it's taco night. It was supposed to be last night, but we ended up going out to dinner. But I was very, very good. I ordered some like fajita chicken and with the fajita veggies and yeah, like lettuce, tomato. I had a little bit of cheese because I was allowed to have that as well. It was really good. But anyway, we're gonna have tacos here tonight. So what I'm gonna do right now is make this kind of like, because this is what we use in place of sour cream for tacos. So I'm just gonna make a big tub, like 1 cup of like a dip slash dressing. I'm going to use this Mrs. Dash Southwest Chipotle seasoning, a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder. Then I'm going to taste it and see if it needs anything else. But I want to use that, you know, instead of just the plain sour cream, trying to spice it up a little bit. Okay, and this is the finished product. It's really delicious. I'm actually looking forward to having this with some carrots as part of my greens tomorrow because it's really, really good. It's tasty, so yay. Okay guys, I just want to show you some progress on the tacos. So I am measuring out our meat. We should each get 1 protein, right Puppy? Yeah! We should each get 1 protein with our dinner, but I don't quite have enough protein. So I'm going to kind of split this up, and it's actually going to work out really well because I just figured out a way to incorporate some more Greek yogurt into our dessert plan. So I'll just divide this meat and then we'll call it either half or 3/4 of a protein. Over here I've chopped up some baby kale, some arugula, some spring mix. That's going to go on the tacos, and then we'll probably have a little taco salad on the side. In here I have chopped up some cherry tomatoes, onion, and then I squeezed some fresh lime on there and just a tiny, tiny bit of salt and pepper. And then I went ahead and started assembling lunch for tomorrow, which is why I didn't have enough of my chicken. But I went ahead and just made a couple of salads with that same exact tomato and onion and lime mixture, and then some of this like spiced, you know, chicken breast. So that'll be lunch for tomorrow. Okay, just so you guys can have a better visual of the meal fully put together, I guess. This is you get 2 taco shells. This is 1 carb, 1 yellow container. This is the container of blue. This is a lot of cheese. I'm pretty excited about that. Here's our veggies. That's about half of the green stuff that I chopped up earlier, and then half, well, about 1/4 of the tomatoes and onions. We'll get half of this chicken apiece, and then top it with pretty much, I mean, as much as we're going to be able to fit on that. It's Greek yogurt, so it's a protein. So we'll be able to top it, you know, like normally with the Greek yogurt mixture. And then also hot sauce is a free food, so we're going to use some of that. Hey guys, it's Thursday. We are on day number 4. 4, right Poopy? Yes. We are on day 4 of the 21-day fix. So here's what we're going to have for dinner tonight. Billy is going to grill up this Trader Joe's sirloin steak. It's herb and garlic seasoned with chimichurri sauce. We're not supposed to, okay, here's the deal. We're not really supposed to have like pre-fabbed meats, right? But this isn't really pre-fabbed. It's really just a steak that's marinated, although I don't know exactly what's in the marinade, so this really shouldn't be something that you buy. But I had it in my freezer. We needed a lean protein. Sirloin is a lean protein, so I just decided to go ahead and use it, and hopefully it won't be too bad for us. The nutrition, I looked at the nutrition contents. It looks okay, so we're going to have that. Then we're going to have some fresh asparagus, which I'm going to roast up with some garlic and lemon. And we're also going to have some more roasted sweet potatoes. This is what's left of that bag that I got at Aldi for ungodly cheap the other day. So I'm just going to go ahead and roast up the rest of these because I'm going to go shopping again on Saturday. And then we'll have this, you know, for the next couple of days anyway, whatever we don't eat tonight, to eat for dinner. Okay, it's Friday. I am so excited. So today we're going to have another kind of Mexican meal. We're going to do some burritos. So what I have here is just some ground turkey that I browned up with a half packet of taco seasoning, just conventional taco seasoning. And then I've got a whole wheat tortilla here that we're going to have. We're each allowed to have 1 of these as a carb. We're going to have some cheese because we both have our blue containers left. We're going to have lots and lots of veggies because I'm a little short on containers today because I got really busy at work and couldn't eat my afternoon snack. And Billy is also short on veggies. He's way short, so he's going to have like 2 whole servings of veggies up in his burrito. So I'm gonna assemble these and I'll show you what they look like. Oh my gosh, here it is. I already ate half of it, sorry. I took a nice Instagram picture though. Anyway, I'm having it with a little bit of Greek yogurt and some hot sauce, and it is super delicious. This is actually, I still like can have another full green container and another full red, which is a vegetable and a protein. And to make things even awesomer, I have a little bit of cheese left over. So I might make myself like a little kind of like taco salad thing here in the bottom of my plate once I'm done eating the burrito. Okay, my husband decided that he did not want a burrito, so he made a taco salad. Basically what he did is he layered the taco meat, all of his veggies, which is the kale, and then the tomatoes and chopped onions. And then he took a couple of corn tortilla taco shells and warmed them up in the toaster oven and then broke them up across the top. And then he's got some cheese, his blue container, and some Greek yogurt and hot sauce, and that's it. Hey guys, happy Saturday. So tonight we're gonna have a really yummy dinner. We're gonna have some Philly cheesesteak stuffed peppers. So I've got 2 peppers in there that I have seeded completely and then like pretty much cut all the membranes out and then cut the bottoms off of just to make a flat surface so they stand up straight. So they're in there, they're gonna blanch for 5 minutes. And then I also have half of a big white onion here in a pan with about a tablespoon of olive oil and just some salt, pepper, and garlic powder. This onion is going to cook low and slow. I'm actually going to go give Emmy a bath and have my husband keep an eye on it because this is going to probably take about 20-25 minutes. So after 5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and pull the peppers out of the water and then I'll go give Emmy a bath. And then my husband's going to watch these while I give her a bath because again, these do take a long time to cook. Okay, as you can see, my onions have cooked down really far. They're not like super caramelized, but they're good enough because they're going to go in the oven in a second anyway. And then I've got my peppers in there. I just turned off the water and let them soak for a while. And the reason that I put them on the boiling water instead of just using them raw is that they're going to cook so much faster now. So I'm going to pull them out, put them in my baking dish, and then get on to cooking our meat. Okay, so I forgot to film myself browning this, but this is what's called minute steak. So it's a very, very, very thinly sliced steak or beef. You can actually use roast beef or whatever for this recipe, but we got minute steak. Then I have these peppers here that I boiled. I kind of parboiled them so they're a little bit softer than they would be if I just used them raw. So what I'm going to do is take this, put that in there, and then use a little bit of mozzarella cheese on top to make it super, super delicious. Alright guys, well I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. As I said, I'm starting week 2 today, so I'm really excited to track the progress. I haven't weighed myself yet this week, otherwise I'd tell you if there was a difference between my starting weight and what I am at now. But I will try to do that next week and see if maybe I've made any progress. I don't know for sure if I've lost weight. I mean, again, I haven't weighed myself to check, but I can tell you I do feel a whole lot better. Alright, well thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye!